you have 2 or more willing participants of dropping the price, it's just going to force you into a position where you got to wait for them to sell, and then maybe it comes back. But what happens? People might wait for a few months, and then they get fucking shaky knees, and then they drop the price too, and then you got to keep waiting. You got to keep waiting. You got to keep waiting. Whereas if you would have taken that supply off the market, they wouldn't have had access to it.
And you'd be the controller of the price.
You'd at least the vast majority of the time, yeah.
And they drop the natural selling price at that point. So that's what people also don't realize is when we play this game, because clients will tell us to do the same thing. Oh, drop the price, drop the price. I was like, when you lowered that ceiling, that becomes the new ceiling.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, so if we're here at 40% margins and you want to sell faster because this other person is competing on a buy box, if we lower this, that's the new ceiling. They're going to lower it, that's the new ceiling. And then when everyone runs out, they're not going to take that ceiling back up to what it was. That price is going to stay there, and they're just going to put more inventory at that price. I was like, so now that listing is essentially dead.
All right, guys, so this is the actual warehouse, right? So all these automation providers talk about they have a warehouse. It's not their warehouse. Like, this is our warehouse. These are our employees. This is all of our stuff. Like, some of this is for, some of my clients. Some of it is for like our done with you, like do-it-yourself service. So you can see here, like, this is a whole shebang. Like, rows and rows. Like, these are like real products. Like, these dudes are talking about, oh, we got products like, we got diamond grip gloves here, big deal. We got the sriracha mayos, hemp oils, man. Like, when I talk about Funko Pops, like, you guys might have seen some of the ads, like, we get legitimate stuff like this. The Draco Malfoy, DeWalt, brands, more Pops. Oh, Iron Maiden, like, weird shit. Oh my God, the Little Mermaid, Tiger Electric. You see this?
Wait.
This is the way. Like, this is old school right here.
A lot of money right there.
Yeah. Yeah, we probably not gonna sell that. I'm gonna tell Jason to hold that one for me. But like, what you guys don't see behind the scenes is all of this. Like, everything that goes into this, the employees working, us getting these brands, like actual brands, like real products that people want to buy. It's not like we're getting some like random shit from China that nobody wants to buy. So this is actually my first time being down here at the warehouse and seeing everything. And this is why I invested, right? Oh shit, mechanics glove. We got all this. This is for somebody. This is for KM Trading.
It's sort of like day trading versus investing. Day traders are in a hurry to move the money, and the investors are maybe trying to gobble up more of the supply.
Yeah. It's a long-term
So that's
thing.
why you see the same product on Amazon for 3-4 different numbers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Never even thought about it. I usually
price
thought
is
that
going up by the second. It goes up and down by the second all day long.
We're constantly adjusting. Like, we use reprice, and Amazon has a great factory repricer.
Dude, I got rid of all my paid ones because it's like free.
Yeah.
Which ones are we using?
Price Point AI.
Price Point AI.
Yeah.
Do y'all own that?
We don't own that.
No?
That's Ron's. Ron owns that.
Ron owns it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like now, like we have software.
We used to wonder because we
Yeah,
used
he
to
owns
think that y'all were part owners of Price Point.
Nah, I don't own that. Like Ron, he's been a good mentor for years. Like, he's mentored me in this Amazon game for so long because he saw where I was going wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest thing, I had a day job. I was still working at Lockheed, so my automation service was dirt cheap because I still was getting paid at my job.
Yeah.
I had the car, I had all this other stuff. So I'm like, I don't care. I remember Tommy was selling his drop shipping automation for $22,500 at one point before he raised the price. I was selling it for $6,500.
Yeah.
$6,500, and everyone's looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you, my guy? Like, how are you even making a profit? And truthfully, I really wasn't making a profit. When I look back at it, I wasn't making shit because I had to pay everybody and everything else, but I still had all the other stuff I was doing. I was still selling on Amazon.
Yeah.
I didn't give everyone my products at that point. So I was like, I'm good, man. I ain't got to worry about it. Now, knowing what I know now, hell to the no. for the amount of headache that goes into it in managing people's expectations and employees and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, how the fuck did I couldn't have done it 65. I was bleeding money. I was just essentially giving away a service for people, the people for no reason. And at that point, we were doing private label drop shipping for people. We weren't doing retail arbitrage. So we were doing all the listing and everything else. Like, it was insane.
Damn, so you need a team.
We had a
Build
whole
those
team.
listings.
That's how Julius came around,
Yeah.
and we did all of that stuff, and I taught everyone how to do it. Still sponsored by them, AMZ Scout Pro. So I'm probably going to partner with them and build out like a product research software for the people that want to do private label drop shipping, because I don't have the time to write it. I was like, software engineer, no time to write it. Like, I haven't written code, so people don't know
You
this.
shouldn't be writing code.
I haven't
at this
written
point.
code since I left Lockheed.
So, yeah, we got Luigi's there and shit. Look at this. Look at this. Mario branded shit. This is real deal. Right, real deal shit. Like, this isn't none of that fake shit that you guys are seeing in these ads. Like, I know you guys get caught up on like the supercar shit, and these guys, they're young, they're flashy, they're hip, and they're talking about they're doing all these things like, oh, look, Gatorade shit down there. It looks good, right? It looks really, really good. And I know you guys are like, oh my God, they're gonna make me a ton of money. But the conversations that you're hearing me and Keith and Jason have, those are the real conversations that need to be had. The real shit that needs to be talked about, because automation is one thing, right? So you guys you're hearing automation, and they're not telling you how all this shit actually works. Like, it's a 30,000 square foot warehouse. Look, man, we got shit that nobody else is getting. So when you hear these guys talk about it, like Dragon Ball Super right here, these guys aren't getting shit like this. They're not getting real shit. Like, when I say we're legit, this is why I bought into Ecom Solutions. This is why I'm one of the owners now. Not just because, it makes money, but because we can get things for my automation clients that nobody else can get. And as you heard in the conversation, we're trying to be like modern automotive performance. We don't want to just cater to automation clients or do-it-yourselfers. We want to cater to everybody. We want people to come to us because it's cheaper to come to us to purchase what you want. So we essentially become a wholesaler in itself, right? So that's what we're trying to do, guys. Like, we're really trying to make these moves happen. Is this Jif? No, this is Richards. This Crazy Richards stuff. Jackson, tools. Like, we got a lot of shit here.
You're wrong.
But
That
it's-
shit does not look like a
it's
Corvette.
Not, but I guess that's the thing that I've learned is there's Corvette people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's your base level Ferrari people, and then there's people who go above and beyond and go into dealerships and fully build a car
I mean,
and
that's-
get them shipped.
That's a $300,000 car, isn't
A
it?
little up.
More than that?
It was $670,000.
Jesus.
Like, so luckily the freaking the OnlyFans agency is doing so fucking well.
Yeah.
Because because I'm trying to put all the money back into business, into growing like the Amazon
Grow
side.
that business. Grow
It's-
that business.
I'm growing it, but the thing is, so this right here, so people don't
Bring
understand.
people with money on the automation side. Like, only deal with people that actually have money and will spend it, make big buys. And say, listen, can you wait 6 months for this to sell? Are you
But
happy? Are you happy with getting 12-15% on your money? Because that's what you're buying.
But the thing
you're not
is,
going to double it. You're not going to double it.
we have to make sure that so we have the infrastructure here to help with the team and stuff, and that's where people don't see that shit. They just see the ads and they see these guys on forklifts. Hey, look, we're in a warehouse. I'm like, motherfucker, that ain't your warehouse. Shut the fuck up. Like, that's somebody else's warehouse. That's your 3PL's warehouse, and you just happen to be there shooting a motherfucking ad.
Trust
Like,
me, man. That's the
that's
shit
it's
that
not
makes
your
me
shit.
stressed all the time. Is I have a 6-year lease on this place, man. 6 fucking years. I got to make this work for 6
Yeah,
years.
it rings every day.
Yeah, with
It's expensive. This is $30,000 a month.
Yeah, guys,
I wish I owned this spot.
this is legitimate shit. This is
only
real
goes
shit.
to show far. It's not
Yeah.
the whole thing, right?
No,
That's
no,
sublease.
that wall is the end of it.
Okay.
Yeah, but sublease is close. But at any rate, guys, we're showing you the whole automation side behind it. Like, this is what you guys don't see, and this is what I want all of you to understand. It's not about just moving product, day in and day out. Sometimes you will have to sit on product. You have employees, you have customer service, you have all these things. Like, there's a lot that goes into this. So when you see these kids promising these ridiculous margins of 100% ROI on a freaking
I want to find those products.
you know, on your wholesale.
Hey,
I'm like,
man, I'm in.
I was like,
I'm
that
in.
ain't never gonna happen.
Well,
It's
that's
just not
this would be
realistic.
like, you know, first edition Pokemon card right there or something like
Right.
that.
You know, and it's,
Yeah.
there's, you know, Amazon, there's a lot of competition, not just from other sellers, but Amazon themselves. You have inbound shipping, you have storage fees, you have people that naturally bring down a ceiling for a listing and create a dead listing. They tank the price. Like, there's a lot that happens. And unfortunately, I feel like a lot of people are looking at these ads thinking that they're going to get rich overnight. I can tell you firsthand, selling on Amazon, that shit took me so long to build up and get out. If knowing what I know now, I would have been better prepared mentally. Because back then I wasn't. I was like, oh, I'm just going to sell all this stuff. I'm going to make a ton of money. It took me forever to build the relationships. Took me forever to make sure the listings were right, like to scope everything out. Now we have the knowledge and we can help the clients, but I feel like a lot of the clients that come into the automation game are just like day traders. They're looking to make a profit every single day. And I'm like, that's cool. And they're like, oh, well, how come Amazon Lit does all that? I'm like, Amazon Lit's been around. So, you know, Sebastian. Shout out to Bash.
They
Shout
got
out to
$10
Bash.
million of inventory.
Yeah.
They have a lot of inventory.
You know,
they're sending a truckload in every day
Exactly.
versus a case of something. You know,
Or, you know, Amazon pays. Love you, my guy. I love your McLaren GT and I love your house. It's so dope. But, you know, they're like, oh, he's doing $1 million, $2 million in sales every month. I'm like, you want to know why? Because he's holding millions of dollars of inventory. He controls the listings he's on.
Yeah.
No one is beating him. No one.
So he's doing what you guys said, like buying the whole product,
Mhm.
one shot, one time.
he's probably
Yeah.
buying in much bigger quantity.
Yeah.
And he's
Eric-
pretty much
yep,
running
Eric and
90% of the whole product, and once
Their
once
production
the
costs.
10% that he didn't buy is gone, he's sitting on the $10 million in inventory, and he's just running those. Let's say it's 20 products. He's running those 20 products, but he owns
Mm-hmm.
the product.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if they sit down and talk to Eric and Bash, they'll understand what this is because you know they're seeing that they're like, oh, you're friends with those guys. How come you know you're not doing numbers like that for us? I'm like, number one, your Platinum Amex doesn't have a limit high enough to do what they do, and number two, their stores are old as hell.
Yeah.
Their stores have been around 8, 9, 10 years. Your store's been around 8, 9 months. Like you're gated in everything that they have, right? Like we can get you ungated, which is it's nice about Ecom Solutions, by the way. We can help you get ungated, but
What is ungated?
so when you're gated in a category, you can't sell. Amazon gatekeeps.
Gives you permission to sell that product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just get permission. That's
So
it.
if you're selling these headphones,
Yeah.
you might not be allowed to sell Sony. So you gotta get approved to sell Sony.
That happened to me a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had to get approval.
That's how I got that. Because I remember I'm a client of this. I got a pallet. I mean, no, not a pallet. I got a box of like honey. I was like, and then I saw an email from what Nuka Honey, whatever the
Yeah.
company is. Like,
Yeah.
you can't sell this. I was like, shit.
Yeah. They don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they
we
don't.
got a new brand and a new
So your
company
sellers
coming
pick
into
the
market.
product they want, or your
We
Clients
we generally don't do a lot of automation. We
Okay.
you know because it requires a lot of extra people. So
Rico does automation.
Rico
Ecom
does the
Solutions
automation.
Does not do automation.
no, that's what I was saying. So
Yeah,
you let your clients like pick.
No,
what they-
we pick
Oh,
for
okay.
the clients.
Our
Like,
clients pick themselves.
yeah, so
Okay,
we
so-
have
okay.
done. So we have a done with you, do it yourself thing. So you guys can ask about that, where you can get access to everything we do, but you're the one who researches the products, which is infinitely cheaper than automation, by the way. And that's kind of where we want to steer. Like at some point,
Okay.
I'm going to stop taking automation clients, for Amazon at least, and we're going to focus on just doing the do-it-yourself or done with you, because it is simpler.
Okay.
And it's more effective for the business, and it creates a lot less headaches. Like, I didn't have grays before
He
automation.
barely. You don't have any grays.
Man, I got grays here. I got grays here.
You got like
Grays,
3.
dude.
I got a couple grays,
you
man.
might got 3.
I was like, oh my god, I was like, I got a couple grays here. Like, yo, it's no joke, man. Like,
So
but
Man, I'm gonna have to take some time to like look over this. I'm gonna be coming back here a lot more. So you guys are gonna see content shot here a lot. Just because, you know, I gotta come check on the company that I bought into. I'm one of the owners of now. Yeah, oh, look, this. Damn. Look at that. Irwin. Yo, we got like, so this is real stuff, man. Like, you know, I don't think these people really, you know, understand what it takes to get here and like how much money went into this and everything else. Like, it's a lot. You know, this is a lot, and you know, this is again the first time I'm seeing it.
This has got to be one of the best things I've seen.
Yeah. So I really didn't understand, you know, what went into it. Like I knew it was a lot of work, but I didn't realize it was this level of work. And the people that work here and they do everything for us, and you know, we really appreciate all that they do. Like I would have never invested in a company if I didn't believe in what we're trying to build and if I didn't believe that it worked, right? And you know, my automation clients, they know that it works because they're still with me. But is that Peppa Pig? Come on, yo. Like, yo, so we're doing some stuff that nobody else is doing, right? Like, I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all. We're doing some shit that nobody else is doing. Mandalorian, oh my God. Boba Fett's helmet. So, you know, this is gonna be going out for clients and everything else. But, you know, like these are some of the things that you'll be seeing. You know, this is a real business. This is legit stuff, right? You know, and I know you guys don't get to see the behind the scenes. You guys see some of the ads and the guys are in their Lambos and they're talking about crazy shit. And they're like, oh my God, like automation. But this is it. You know, if automation were to go away today, Ecom Solutions still exist. Right? Oh yeah, don't trip. Right? And that's what I wanted. I wanted a company that could still exist regardless of whether automation existed or not. Because ultimately, I do want to get out of the automation game. I don't want to be just an automation provider. Like I want my clients, I want to provide for them, but I also want a company that is independent of that, right? And that's what I feel like a lot of these automation guys, they don't have an end game. They're not trying to build something that's long standing. They're not trying to build something that is going to outlast their automation service. Like, so if my automation service goes away, Ecom Solutions doesn't. So my clients still get fulfilled. My clients are still making money, right? And that's, you know, the ultimate goal of any business. You know, I don't want to be just the automation guy. You know, now I'm really not just the automation guy anymore. Oh, look, Star Wars and Batman and no way. Batman Forever. Like, come on, guys. Like, y'all ain't seeing us on this stuff. Like, yo, some y'all automation providers, bro, y'all ain't seeing us on that shit. Y'all ain't fucking with us. Y'all can't do that. Look at it. Obi-Wan's. Yeah, bro. They can't fuck with us on that.
How are you?
Yeah. So this is Keith. He makes the magic happen, by the way. He makes sure that things don't grenade on a regular basis, with all the problems that I bring him from my clients. Yeah. No, my clients are actually pretty good. Like there's some services where clients are absolute nightmares, and yeah, I only have a couple nightmare clients, and those are the guys.
I would say Megan. Megan
Yeah.
takes most of the.
Yeah, they take most of that, and then
they
Keith handles
trickle
it.
up to Keith.
Yes.
They
So,
trickle.
like,
They
we don't-
trickle up to Keith.
I don't have too many nightmare clients, but you know, other services do, and they're atrocious. So I mean, you know, the nightmare clients that you're going to run into are the ones that want to make money overnight. Where you know, you tell them, hey, it's going to take a while to sell this product. They don't want to hear that. What they want to hear is you're going to sell this right now,
Yeah.
and I don't care if I lose money on it. I just want to recoup
I'm
my
gonna give
money.
you X amount of dollars, and if I make $5, I make money.
Yeah, and it's like, no, guys, like sometimes you have to sit on that and you have to be patient, right? You know, just like flipping a house. You know, I mean, if we rehab everything. I could flip them, but I just choose not to. But if I was gonna flip, I mean, I might get my money back in 30 days. It might not even be
6 months or so to flip.
Yeah,
a house?
usually 4 to 6
I was
months.
doing some research on that because I'm putting together like a kind of a training or whatever on the idea of owning more of the inventory instead of splitting the pie 100 different ways. You know, trying to own more of the pie, which would allow you to make bigger buys and less of them.
That's why I'm
overall.
buying up the blocks. You know, I own several houses on the same block, so I'm essentially setting my own price. I'm setting my own like resale price, and I'm gentrifying the neighborhoods. So it's the same concept, guys. Like if you want to set the market, you have to own more of it. So I own, God, I can't remember how many houses I own on that one street in Reading on Topahawken. I own some on 2nd, Topahawken, Hawk Street. So I just buy them up because I get to set the value at that point. I get to set the home value. So I'm bringing the home values up. So I'm not only gentrifying the neighborhood without kicking everyone out, I'm raising the home values. So now everyone else has to follow suit. And they're just, it's me. So I own everything. It's like, all right, guys, like you want to buy a house on this street, got to buy it from me. You know, or you want to rent a house on this street, you got to rent it from me. You know, that's how it works with.
Yeah.
you
So
know, with Amazon.
that business, you're getting people to pay you as well to basically like
Plug 'em into the
you're
pipeline, yeah.
using their money.
Yeah, I'm
I
like,
like it.
So for me, I plug them into the pipeline, you know, and everyone else, they do everything for them. So the real estate team, we already have, you know, property set up. So it's just like here. When people are coming for automation through, you know, through Roughnecks or whatever, they're not paying for just the automation service. They're paying for the fact that we have everything. You know, we have the team, we have, you know, you have employees, you have the warehouse, you have the software, you have all of these things in place that actually make it work, as opposed to going with another automation service where they're doing 3PL type shit, or they have like a small warehouse. They don't have their own software. They're keeping tabs on their inventory with spreadsheets, with, you know, Excel sheets, and you know, that's not the way you do business, right? So
They probably don't have the director of the business
Nope.
coming in, like yesterday. One of our suppliers, the director of the whole company, who oversees 5 regions,
Damn.
was here.
And that's a $1 billion company. Like,
Yeah,
they do
it's-
almost $1 billion in revenue. They're a
Right.
big company.
So, talking to him, he came in with the 20-page report. And he said, this is where you bought in 22, this is where you're buying in 23. How can we get some of this from 22 where you're not buying to buying? And what can we do in 23 where you are buying to increase your buying? So through that conversation, he agreed to 3% right off the top on certain brands. So I said that the play is going to be if I can increase the spend. And if I can increase the spend, I need you to reciprocate some of that
exactly.
back to us by increasing the volume. So he goes, okay, 3%. He said, I can make it 4% if you pay in 10 days. You can add an extra percent. So through that conversation, he flew here specifically to meet with us.
That's crazy.
Before,
That's
it was the
awesome.
regional director that's been coming in. And he wanted just to get a pulse from his level, if the regional director is taking care of me, the state representative is taking care of me, and if the inside salesperson sitting in Tampa was taking care of me. And if not, he wanted to know about it. And I told him where I struggle in their customer support. If I have to go outside of that chain, it's not a good experience, because I said my time is worth money. And when I have to sit there and repeat myself to your customer service agent for 25 minutes, that's a waste of time. And he goes, point taken. Do not call Keith. Do not
Yeah.
have him call the support. I said, there's some redundancies. Like, if I negotiate a price with you, I'm manually sending you RPO with that adjusted price. But I said, your company then sends back to me that I have to acknowledge that price that you put in the system, because only somebody at your level can approve
Prove
the
that.
override. So he goes, thanks for pointing that out. He said, I will take that, because I can see where that would be aggravating to you, because every one of those would come to you. So every time I negotiate, if we get an override, that's gonna come back to me a second time. So I'll submit it, and then it'll come back to me again for an approval of the approval that I got from them.
See, again, guys, like, you don't see this stuff on the back end. All you're seeing is the ads. You're seeing Rico posts on social media. You're not seeing like the actual stuff that goes on behind the scenes that makes automation work, or that's supposed to make automation work. These other companies, they give no shits. Like, they're not gonna have these types of meetings. They're dealing with a 3PL, which is a third party logistics company, which I don't know how in the hell they're doing that. But
It's all about relationships.
Yeah,
I mean, the whole business is relationships. Everything is relationships. The better the relationship that you have with your suppliers, and we have great relationships with several of them, you know, like we went to dinner. Homeboy spent some money last night.
Oh,
I don't
He
know.
dropped
they paid last night too, because after we left here, we went out, and he wanted to make sure that he could continue working my ear for a couple more hours.
Y'all go out to dinner?
Yeah,
Where'd you go?
Three Forks.
Nice, nice. They like Three Forks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm
second
being
time.
Jacksonville a whole lot more often, guys. So like,
They brought us
So
out
we
to
go
Three
out here
Forks.
eating
Yeah,
at
that's
Three
the third
Forks.
time they brought us out to dinner.
Yeah. But he invited me up to Mass, because that's where he's based out of, to go golfing. He said, take a tour of the complex out there, and he said, I need to go to a buyer opportunity with him and just experience from his level, buying in hundreds of millions of dollars, what that would look like.
Yeah.
And he said, I'd like for you to come and just see how that looks and how you're piecing into that by leveraging us. So the more you can spend, we can get you more in.
And that's been 2 years in the making. You know, when we started with those guys and a competing company of theirs, I mean, in the beginning, to get a price negotiation, the immediate answer was always no.
No, you know.
It didn't matter. Like, they don't, you haven't spent with us before, we don't have a lot of history with you. You're selling on Amazon, we don't
want that shit, yeah.
You're probably not gonna buy much anyways,
Yeah.
you know, that's their kind of, so it takes years to develop that kind of
Amazon sellers
relationship.
So
don't buy.
our growth is 912% from last year to this year with that account. And it's continuing to grow.
Yeah.
So within that space, it's about more deeper into some of the brands and just adding into our portfolio of products. It's not that we don't have them, we're putting them in. And I was giving them some examples of products that they don't carry, and I said what I appreciate is I know you have access to 3M. So you don't carry the entire 3M portfolio of products, but you have access to it. And with access to it, I can place the order. And he said, right, and what we're seeing is, because they have a facility here in Jacksonville, one of their 14 distribution centers is right here in Jacksonville. He said, we're gonna start warehousing stuff that we see you guys consistently buying, because you are one of our largest buyers in this geographic area. So why not have the stuff that you're buying instead of having to pull from all the other 13 distribution centers to fill your orders? So one of the ones that we were looking at yesterday, there was 22 units available throughout their network, 0 in Jacksonville. I said, so I'm going to be buying all 22 of these, but it's gonna pull 6 from here, 6 from here, 6 from here. And I said, we're gonna get them, so that's not an issue, but I said it would be nice if you knew that we were gonna buy 22 this month, 22 next month, and then I'm just pulling, and a day later, once I order it, the truck's backing up because it's going Jacksonville to Jacksonville.
Makes it much easier.
Yeah.
And in that category, I mean, really, you have a handful of sellers that are buying from them.
Yep.
You can tell, once you start going on to
Yep.
the products, you see exactly, so if you get that inventory off the market, those sellers aren't competing against you.
Not only within that, I think collectively, our pool of partners has a far deeper reach in terms of potential buying power than an individual store.
Yeah.
So we leverage that opportunity by having all of the partners buying power versus an individual store's buying power. And that's how our fostering of relationships has always been. If you present yourself as a seller on the marketplace, you're a seller.
Yep.
When you present as you're an aggregate of multiple sellers through this partnership, and I related to the Independent Grocer Association, that independent-owned grocery store needs the same buying power as your Albertsons, your Krogers and stuff, but they can't, so they
No.
form an alliance together to get to that type of pricing. That's our goal in our partnership, is to leverage everybody's potential buying power to get to that pricing that will make the difference.
So I'm very proud of the company. And there was a whole lot of money to buy into this. Like, you guys don't know how much money to buy into this it was. Like, so to give you guys context, I took no re-up fees from any client. So every client that I had, their re-up fees are done. So I'm not making money on that. So no re-up fees. There was no, commission on it, no profit split for me, none of that. I put my own money into Ecom Solutions. So everyone's like, put your money where your mouth is. Clients were like, we want better pricing, we want this, we want this, we want direct access. I'm like, okay, well, the only way to get direct access is for me to essentially become one of the owners of the company. And so that's what I did, because it was the right thing to do for the clients, right? And ultimately it helps me achieve my goals, but it was the right thing to do for the client. So I didn't make shit off that. Like, I spent all my money to come in here, like a whole lot of it. I mean, you guys see the cars and shit, but I spent a whole lot of my own money to buy into this, and I'm very proud of it, and I'm happy that I did. And it goes to show that this is something that most people will never get to see. And this is something that most automation people aren't gonna show you. They're just gonna show you a warehouse that they don't fucking own, that's not theirs. They're gonna be like, oh my God, like, look at our warehouse, look at our 5,000 square foot warehouse or whatever. It's like, shit, we got a bigger warehouse than that with our cars, at the car shop. So when you see these like warehouses, like, how are they fulfilling? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, and half of them aren't even, heated and cooled. Like, we got a whole HVAC system and everything. So it's like, how are they holding chocolates and foods and things that need to be preserved? Like, I don't know, that shit doesn't make any sense to me. But I mean, people are signing up with them because these dudes are making millions of dollars a year with an automation service that don't fucking work. But, there you have it, guys. Like, this is it. This is what what I spent my money on, and I'm happy. Oh shit. That's one of my clients. Don't show the name. This is one of my clients up there. So I guess we're going to be putting their stuff out to go to Amazon there. Let's see. That one's mine back there, client. So their stuff is getting ready to get shipped out. Let's see what else. There's another client of mine who's getting his stuff ready to ship out as well. I think that's his shit on that side. But yeah. I mean, God, man, who's calling me? See, this right here, I got all types of shit I need to do. I got people calling me all damn day, and I'm still taking care of this stuff. Like, that's why I've been so busy, guys. Like, in all honesty, that's why I haven't been shooting a lot of content. You guys, I know you've been talking about, like, oh, you need to make more content, and you need to talk more about, what you're doing and shit like that. But I honestly haven't had time because I've been so focused on doing business shit. Like, I'm a legitimate businessman now. I'm no longer just, the internet money guy. I have companies I have to take care of and things I have to do and people I have to see. And this right here is just, it's like mind blowing how it all panned. I never thought I'd be here. Years ago, I never thought I would, own a company that's, putting out $12 million to make shit happen for all of our clients, not just my automation clients, but for the people that use Ecom Solution services. And honestly, I can't wait to see what we do in the next like 2 to 5 years. Like, I really do think that we're going to take this to a level that nobody's ever seen, and people can try to mimic it. They're trying to copy the formula now. They're trying to do the FBA thing, but I was like, you know what? We're not going to reinvent the wheel. I'm already doing business with Ecom Solutions. I'm already happy with the product. So let's just go with it. Let's just run with it and let's make it, make it our own. And that's what we're here doing. So, partnered up with Jason and Keith and everything. And I'm very proud of everything that they built so far. I'm proud of the business that we do together. And like I said, man, you automation guys, like, y'all can say whatever you want, but y'all really not doing it like this. Y'all didn't put y'all money where your mouth is. Like, y'all are running a bunch of ads, and that's cool. And y'all are getting a lot of clients, and that's cool. But shit, man, I'm long in the tooth now. I'm one of the OGs. I've been around a long time, and I'm still gonna be around. And even if I wasn't around doing automation, Ecom Solutions will still be around. So yeah, top that. So you guys might do $3-4 million off your Amazon automation clients and sales, but imagine doing 30 to 40 million a year, off this. So I think that's the next phase, man. I think this is where I'm headed as far as e-commerce goes. This is kind of like my final end to everything. Like, not just automation, but just becoming this big, business owner. Kind of like Jay-Z. Jay-Z went from being a rapper to being a business mogul, and that's kind of where I am in my my career, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. I mean, I'm retired as a software engineer, so I guess it's not a career, but I'm entrepreneur, I guess. Is that a career? I don't fucking know. Damn, there's even more shit in here. Oh, no way. Guys, like, yeah, doing some shit that nobody else does. So, in closing, guys, man, like, I appreciate y'all for taking this journey with me, for rocking with me for all these years and dealing with, you know, my crazy bullshit and everything else. And I mean, you know, it feels good. And hopefully I can do business with you guys, you know, somehow, whether it be automation or through this or whatever, you know. And this is just, I don't know, man. I never thought I'd be here, and here we are, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. So, you know, I'm gonna try to do more content for you guys. I'm being honest. I'm gonna try, you know, because now I got a lot of things in place. I hired more employees and everything, so I think, you know, I'll be able to shoot a little bit more content. But yeah, so till next time, guys, man, be safe, be smart. We got to get these dudes on a plane, and I got more work to do, so I'm gonna catch you guys. Peace.